Our beast.
Bucko! Mighty Bucko, hello.
It is.
And welcome. Welcome again. And here we are, once more in the Bucko.
Been a while, been a few months, Mark.
Yes, it's been a little
in
while.
the gingerbread house.
And Janie's got the gingerbread theme for the little Mila and Layla. And yes, the kitchen is definitely a gingerbread theme. Yeah. So we're into November now, late November. The days are running quickly towards the Christmas period.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking on the Halloween situation that you mentioned how it's a culture of death and not a celebration of life, but just the opposite. And that's what it is. Now, I seem to remember, Lee, when I was small growing up and late 60s, early 70s, you would get a lot of children knocking on the door. And if you didn't want to answer it, you sort of just didn't answer the door. And but now it seems we don't get so many. Would you agree that they tend to go to the houses that are sympathetic, who have the trimmings of Halloween?
Oh, see what you mean, yeah.
You know, and this is where we can go because they'll open the door, they'll give the sweets, they're into it. They don't want to take the kids to all the houses that don't open the door. Have you ever thought about that?
I've never really thought about it. It makes sense if they've got the Halloween pumpkins up in the windows and all the tranquilliments and bits and pieces all over the front garden. Then obviously they're up for it, aren't they? So they're probably going to visit them rather than a blacked out house.
Yes, and connected with that, I came across an interesting statistic from some people I know that have connections with somebody in Northern Ireland in the police, high up in the police, who has been involved since 2020 in a lot of cases connected with all the suicides that have been going on. But interestingly, he stated that missing people in the UK is forever on the rise. And if I said to you, in a given yearly period, how many people are missing in the United Kingdom, would you have any idea or thought?
Over 10,000, I guess.
How many?
Over 10,000.
330,000 missing people. Now, obviously, a lot would be young people and falling out in relationships and one thing and another, and people being thrown out and becoming homeless or disappearing. But it makes you wonder, with regard to sacrifice that goes on at Halloween, how many, there must be some that are done in. I know we don't like to think on that, and it appears a horrible thing, but 330,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's staggering, isn't it? A staggering number.
We live in a very impersonal society where people increasingly don't really care for other people around them. So as that gets worse, then missing people will increase, won't it?
Yeah. Let me think now. Now, you've often gave some interesting insights into driving and people's anger, or doing strange things under a type of
zoned out vagueness.
Vague.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of interesting bits. Me and Janie were going into Lloyd's Bank, and as we approached the bank in West Brom, there was a man about my age, an Indian man. He was standing outside the shop on the phone, the bank, on the phone, and he was shouting in his language into the phone, really raging and we looked at each other and thought, oh goodness me, better get in quickly, and we went in the bank. And he came into the bank talking in the same tones. They're shouting at the same volume. Agitated, talking in. And now there wasn't security as such. There was like a chap who was a bank person who was standing near to the entrance, observing everyone coming and going and helping people with things. And he clocked the man and tried to calm him down like this. He was doing this to him and talking, you know. And the man was so agitated going and still shouting. It took a lot of calming down. Now, the very next day at work, the chap who goes to the bank on behalf of our workplace and takes all the various monies and checks and one thing and another, he said it was interesting. Now, this was the HSBC bank, and he said within 5 minutes there was 2 outright arguments shouting at the top of their voices. And the first one was an African man who was shouting, "You don't need that information," to the people. And the next one was a white man who said, "Tell your staff to not talk to me like that." And this has all come in the context of, you know, the Nigel Farage stuff with banks chucking him out. And are things getting worse? Are people getting... do you see any sort of increase in volatile behaviour?
Yeah, of course I do.
In not just driving, but in these instances, banking, shops, on the streets.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it. I'm not just imagining. I think there's definitely an increase. I know there is. I know there's definitely an increase. You see it manifested more on the roads. Yeah. It's this rage, this anger, this impatience. You know, even though the traffic lights 200 yards the road are on red, they've got to get past you and force and get this anger. And I can't comprehend it sometimes. It's just because I'm in the car, you know, I'm 55, I'm chilled, you know, my little feet, just watching what's going on around me. Yeah. But it's you do see this, and it's not just your boy racers, because I was one of them once as well. Yeah. You know, when you want to get somewhere fast and get round everybody, this is different. This is like blokes who are old enough and women old enough to know better and behaving like 12-year-olds who've stolen it. It's so definitely an increase in impatience and agitation, not just on the roads, when I'm out and about as well, definitely. And it could be because these are tough times. Yeah. Money's tight. For a lot of people, life ain't a lot of fun. It's like the best of times, is it? Yeah. So, and especially with Christmas coming up, you know, they're just thinking just another bunch of bills, you know, and Christmas is a time a lot of people don't like anyway, not because it's the time we choose, it ain't necessarily Jesus' birthday, but it's the time we choose to celebrate Christ's birthday. Yeah. It's not that, it's the fact that it's all the commercialism, the Mariah Carey, the lights, the shops, the crowds, the everything. It's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming for people. It gets them angry, stresses them out. Yeah.
For those who have families and they've not got the money to give their children things that they feel they want or need.
And this was always thus. This was always so. Yeah. But you had this at any time. I can always remember it, but it seems to be an increase now in general, and because it's building up to Christmas.
Because you mentioned, as we were talking with Jane in the back, and that something's brewing, something's coming.
Oh, you can feel it.
And because we've not been under the illusion that things have gone back to, as it were, this is a lull, it's a peaceful time, we're grateful for it, that we're not being outright attacked as we were during the height of the tyranny. But it's a lull, it's a bit of a calm before a forthcoming storm, and it could be anything. You said you've seen a bit of a rise in the muscles, and I would say there is.
I've seen more muscles around in the last fortnight, 3 weeks than what I have. Yeah. And this time last year, so you can't blame it on the time of year. And again, it's when I see this, because I don't watch the television, it's always an indicator to me that the telly is winding them up.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes them do that.
Because anything major coming, they will begin to bang the drum, whether it's for war or for whatever they're going to bring about.
I was telling Martin driving here, I've been out in the car a lot today, I've done a lot of miles, different places, a few jobs to do. And the news has been on because I've been listening to the radio. And one of the big stories, a number of times during the day, was that them talking about not the Divok 91, but in general.
In general, yeah.
And I'm saying this, what we're in now, is a time whereby general these, like measles, rubella, mumps, all that kind of MMR, it's the lowest uptake there's ever been.
Yeah.
Well, is it any wonder? But what I'm worried about is they'll try to turn it round on us and say, well, it's you anti-vaxxers, you put these crazy notions into people's heads and you're responsible. Yeah. Well, I said none of the thing. I've had these before. I ain't had this latest one since 2021 for the Divot 91, because not on any level at all, does it make any kind of sense. And even if it did, right, I'm not going to go along with something that has clearly been set up to control and behave what we do. When I had these tickets to Mexico, that was my choice to go on holiday or not. Right, when they turned around, as they was doing, and they didn't get away with it, but it was close to it, you can't, the basic things, it's a choice whether I go to Mexico on holiday or not. Yeah. It's a choice whether I work and pay me rent or go shopping and buy food at the shop. And so by just doing that was enough. So I've never been anti-V, I've been anti what this one was, what it could be doing to me, because it was untested. We don't know what's going to happen 5 and 10 years down the line. But regardless of all that, it was how they was using it to control people. And that's, to me, that's sensible and that's rational. But they'll turn it round and say, well, the kids are dying of measles because y'all have told them not to have the jabs. And we haven't, have we? Yeah, so, coming what you said about the law, I think there's a law at the minute. I can sense it. It's never gone away. It's a retreat and regrouping. I'm going to come back with something else. We know this. It ain't going to stop.
The psychological warfare continues, and an illustration of someone on our street who walks the dog regular, a very friendly chap with his wife. They stop and talk when we see them on the street, very friendly. Doesn't wear one of these, but in seeing them in the bus station, I was catching a bus somewhere and they came by with both with colourful muzzles, and normally he would stop and speak, and he wouldn't anti-social distance, he would talk to you, but under the condition of travelling and within the vicinity of the bus station, he felt the need to put these on and not to talk as he approached. He just went like that and carried on walking. That has to be psychological of what they've done to him.
Of course it is.
And
any kind of rational thought he would be doing.
It almost made me want to, when I see him now on the street, just to go. But I'm being naughty though if I did that. But
they'll knock.
No, that's right.
They know not what they do.
So, what else? Let me think. Now, under the danger of repeating myself, because when we do these talks, you can't always remember whether you've said something before. But I've noticed in the local supermarket, the one beginning with L, in going into it and upon the entrance and walking forward, the gate lights up green, opens like that, you walk through, and then it bleeps, and people look at you like that, and it makes you feel you've done something wrong before you've even properly entered the shop. There must be a reason for this. Now, I've noticed these various gates on the supermarket beginning with T, and as for the one beginning with M, upon going through those gates, there used to be just one gate, now there's two gates. The first gate opens, you go through, that shuts, then the other one opens and you go through into the main supermarket area. If the system, the technology failed and you were trapped within the two gates, and they threw a net on you, you'd be well captured. But
sounds like an abattoir.
yeah, I mean, what are they? Is all this really about trying to stop people run out with shoplifting, or is it about days ahead, people that
shoplifters are jump on like somebody out of a 400-metre relay team. And the hurdles, that'll stop them.
Crazy.
22-year-old crackhead.
Crazy.
Straight over there and out the door before you can say stop.
Oh dear. And now, I had a bottle of water, a bottle of mineral water. It had on it smart water. Would you inform me what is smart water?
I think it's just a buzzword that they're using for everything, just like
smart this, that,
smart
the
this
other.
and the other.
Smart water.
Yeah, I can imagine the marketing man. Yeah, the punters are buying stuff with smart on it. Let's make our water smart. They'll buy more of it. It's smart microwaves, smart spoons, whatever.
And the last point really I wanted to bring up was just a funny one. We were passing on the way to work the Central Police Station in Leicester, and a white van was pulling out of this police station, and it had on the side of the van Mason's food. Brilliant, Masons as in Freemasons, how many of them are Masons in there, and the Masons' food is providing the Masons' food in the police.
Mm-hmm.
That is funny. And with that, do you have anything particular?
Not really, no, a bit unprepared. I've just visited today.
It's all off the cuff here.
Yeah.
It's all... so...
How long we got? 17 minutes.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad at all, is it?
So, yeah, we'll leave it there then.
We will.
We will indeed.
That's a good idea.
So, till next time.
God bless.
And be seeing you.